no to anybody about like the simplest of
Dude,
favor you ask him.
I'd be,
He's the kind of guy
I'd
that says
be,
yes. He's awesome.
I'd be so afraid to ask. That'd be awesome.
It would be pretty awesome.
My cousin
He's
is ordained, but he's also out in California, so that's tough trek.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely not the same. Definitely not
Whew,
the same. There's
that'd be.
that Ford Trek again that we're trying to avoid. So we should be expecting the Reverend Aaron Paul any moment
Oh
now.
my god.
Give this guy a
Now
poor
I'm
title.
embarrassed. I would love that though. That would be freaking phenomenal.
Let's see. We do have a call coming in here. I'm not sure if this is Aaron though. Let's check it out. Good evening. You are on the Yo Show with Jeff and Jewel.
Hey, it's Aaron.
Hey,
Aaron
how are
Paul.
you?
I'm good, thank you. Am I too early?
No, you're right on time. You threw me a
Right
curveball.
on
'Cause
time,
you
right?
you gave me a totally different phone number than I'm seeing up here, and I'm like, oh.
You know, I was worried that one was going to give out on me, so I thought I'd better be safe. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so
you
let's
sound
try.
great.
Let's try this again.
You sound
All right,
good?
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
let's try this again. It's now time, ladies and gentlemen, for our very special guest, author, pop star, singer, fashion guru, and one of the greatest, most electric, exciting people you're ever going to meet, the amazing Aaron Paul. Aaron, good evening again, and welcome to the Yo Show.
Thank you. Great to be back. Well, obviously it's the new show. Obviously, I was on the last one a couple of times with you guys, the Stoop. So now you've changed your whole game on me. So you now the Yo Show. But good to
Yo
speak
Show.
to you, Jeff and Jewel. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's been crazy busy. I'm last stages of just literally wrapping up this album. The album's called Dance, and it's basically an album to make everybody dance. So
It's
if I
sure
can make you dance, I've done my job.
you have made us dance. We played 2 tracks already. We played the
Oh, really?
yeah, we played Lessons in Life with Dr. Dre, which was
With Dr. Dre,
outstanding.
yeah.
We played that, and then we played Pop Star, which was also amazing.
Thank you.
We try to play the songs before you come on. This way we can talk about them a little bit when you get here, and then we got one for later. We like to save the talk time. I know you like to talk, Aaron. I want to save plenty of time.
You know,
for
I
you
was
to get
trying
everything
to
on
tune
the
in, and I was trying to click on the browser thing, but it wouldn't let me. It was saying I had to download a whole bunch of other things, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to call in at 8:30, like they told me to.
Okay. Hopefully that's not everybody's dilemma, because everybody should be checking you out and hearing you, because you're great. And you always bring a huge following of people. I was telling Jewel, looking at the stats, when we look at some of the top guests we've ever had, you're number 1.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
You told me. I saw that yesterday in your post, and I was like, are they really serious about that? Like, really? I brought that many people. That's really interesting. I mean, I'm pleased. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very, very surprised.
It's
so
just
maybe
great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Maybe it's the sparkle.
Is
All
the
the sparkly
sparkle.
outfits.
Yes. No, because I was just going to say we have just so many diverse people from like so many different platforms and formats and entertainment venues.
Right.
Like it's just so cool. We're so happy and you're so much fun to talk to, and we have a lot of fun. So
So it's not my
totally
sparkle
deserved.
outfit then.
No, I think it's part of the sparkle outfit. Because I tell you,
think
what,
it's about
I
the
don't
sparkle?
know. I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live video. I always do a little Facebook Live promo before the show goes on. And having you on tonight, I had on my hat, I had on a sweater vest, tie with a button shirt. I got all dressed up for Aaron Paul night.
Fancy.
And I saw that picture that you posted from when I came down to Philly that day, to that town when I first met you guys. Remember?
Yes.
And we sat in that cafe and had coffee, and then we had to run across the street for the Adamant concert.
Yeah, I was talking about that with Jewel before you came on. That was like one of the greatest nights of my life. I love that picture, and I posted as part of the montage of photos that we showed to advertise the show.
Okay.
Because, man,
Brilliant.
I'm more than proud to be an Aaron Paul fan. So we got a lot to talk about. Again, the book is I Don't Care. It's Lessons in Life.
I don't care.
Love, music, and boy bands. He does it better than me, Joe. I tried. He does it a lot better than me.
Well, I named the book after my first number one. My first solo number one was called I Don't Care. And, the song had like a very powerful message, to love yourself and not care about what other people, say about you. So when it came to writing the book, with Nathan James, who co-wrote it with me, he gave me free rein. He goes, call the book. It's your book. It's your story. Call the book what you want. I said, I know exactly what I need to call that book. I don't care. And then, you add the second part was, lessons in life, love, music, and boy bands. That's my whole life, right there in that book.
Yeah. And I devoured the book. It was just like such a
Jewel,
fast
that
read.
was one of the first things I was going to ask you, and I told Jeff I'm going to ask you too.
Yep, she did.
What did you think of the book?
It was great. It was truly you, and I was just wondering if, like, writing it was very therapeutic. Did it? I know it brought up some tough memories, but did it help you, like, just get over some of the stuff, like stress-wise?
I wouldn't say therapeutic because they've always kind of been in this. The memories have always been there. It was first just sitting me down to actually type. That was the daunting part. How am I going to sit there and type a whole book, especially at the beginning? And obviously Nathan James was there to assist me with that, and he did a bunch of stuff, especially like a lot of the editing and stuff like that. And we would first do conversations, and we took for hours on a daily basis, and he'll be taking his notes, blah blah blah. But then I kind of got more into. I thought, let me give this a go. So I actually started sitting down and actually, chaining myself to the computer, to get in the rest of the world around me, forget the music, forget the events, and literally locked myself down onto the computer, and it just poured out of me. And once I was on a roll, Literally, I was like, literally, I think the last probably month before the book was released, I was literally chained to the computer nonstop, night and day, and I was my fingers were going 100 miles an hour. There was lots of grammar and mistakes, don't get me wrong, and then Nathan kind of fine-tuned all that, but I was on a roll. The only part that you said was daunting, because I never actually faced the issue head on ever in my life. It always was like on the back of my mind to the side, and that was the Latchmere Child chapter, which you read, was a pretty dark chapter. Obviously that happened to me, but I put that in a space in my head, and kind of left it there, if that makes sense to you, and kind of continued my life going forward without ever actually facing it dead on in the eye, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I just want to say it was very brave of you to even come forward with that. And and you had an anonymous person write in there also, like their tale of what had happened.
Yeah. It's funny, literally before we actually, life is weird, Joel. Things happen for a reason. Literally, we were like 2 weeks away from finishing the book. And all of a sudden, my mum calls me and says, there's been another victim that's come forward. I'm like, yes, thank God. Not yes that awful thing happened to him, but yes that, there's someone to back up my story, if that makes sense. Because I always thought, growing, after the incident happened, I thought I was the only one. I'd asked certain, other school members that I went to school with, and they said, no, nothing like that ever happened to them. And, for years and years and years, I was the only one. And all of a sudden, we're writing this book, and, Nathan said to me, he said, do you want to put that chapter in the book? I said, absolutely. Absolutely, I need to put that chapter in there because, I might help somebody else and give them someone else some strength in their life. And, I was able to move ahead with my life because I had music to keep me going. If I didn't have music, I don't know what would have been after that incident.
That's incredible. And it's good to have an outlet. And you talk about, I don't mean to change the subject or change the story, but talk about how you always have people. It's nice to have somebody, a mystery person, come in and help you out. We have a mystery person that called in. I'm not quite sure who this is, but somebody is calling in to be part of our show. So I'd like to welcome in this person as well. Welcome to the Yo Show. You're here with Aaron Paul.
Good evening. This is Nathan James. How are you?
Hey, how are you? All right.
Look at that.
Thanks for being patient, Nathan. When when we get Aaron on a roll, he gets on a roll. So we appreciate you listening and being patient. I guess what we'll do, we'll kind of rapid fire some questions back and forth because Aaron, you're such a charismatic character, and you're so electric and you're fantastic. Nathan, what was it like working with Aaron Paul?
Well, I'll tell you, Aaron came to me. He came up to visit me in Pennsylvania, and this was a year ago. And he had this idea that he wanted me to do his biography. And he asked me what I thought of that idea and whether I would take it on. And I very eagerly said yes, because I've always felt, and I've known Aaron for quite some time now, he has a very compelling story to tell, which unfolds in the book in kind of a unique way. Aaron tells his story, and we have other voices from the people that have enriched Aaron's life, who also offer commentary from their perspective. But basically the story that Aaron tells in I Don't Care is one of overcoming, and I have so much fun working with him on the book. He is a very vibrant storyteller. He is, of course,
Yes.
you know.
That's the sparkle again.
There it is, the magic, man, the magic.
You know, we worked very closely on the creation of this book, and Aaron was a very active participant, and it was just really a lot of fun. I caught the part where you were talking about the Latchmere chapter, and of course that's the most poignant part of the whole book. But to me, I think it's also one of the most important chapters because it showed how Aaron went through that and still overcame and continued on to become the lead singer of the Worlds Apart boy band.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's, you know, after that, I mean, obviously it's obviously a very traumatic experience, and then you don't, you know, there was nobody I could talk to about it, you know, and I was developing my own sexual kind of, you know, persuasion because of that, out of that situation too. So I put music ahead of it, if that makes sense. I buried everything into music and was so determined to get signed by a record label and, you know, be a successful artist that I put that dark chapter or that moment of my life buried deep. Never faced it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so relevant today.
So music was a cover, basically. Music covered that.
Yeah,
you know?
And I mean, what would your advice be for survivors today who are just facing this and they're thinking about coming out with their stories, but they're afraid to because so many people are.
And that's the issue, because, you know, it definitely opens a lot of doors. You know, there's family, there's there's the abuser, and it's your word against them. I mean, I can only go from what I did. Yeah. I knew if I had come forward at that particular time, World War III would have broke out.
Right.
It wouldn't have been pretty. And it wouldn't have been pretty for my abuser, if that makes sense to you. My dad would have literally committed murder, and I knew that. I knew that, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't come forward at such a young age, because my dad would have just lost it, completely lost it.
Yeah,
and then that would then affect the family. Now, you know, it's a lot of factors. So I can only say it on an individual basis. Everyone has to find what's right and what works for them. You know, what my abuser did was very wrong. You know, any abuser is wrong. You know,
is this guy still alive, the headmaster?
Yes. And you know, he is, and he was given. You know, we did our research, didn't we, Nathan? And he was given a bunch of, you know, awards for being an outstanding teacher in the London school districts. And I mean, this guy was, you know, showered with stuff. And you know, and I'm thinking, oh my God, when I did kind of open the door a little bit, like about 5 years ago, and then I saw what he was doing, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's being celebrated. You know, and I'm like, you know, I can't believe, nobody knows the real truth of this guy. I do, because I know what happened to me. But nobody knows, you know, he's being celebrated and given all these kind of titles and stuff. But I thought, you know, but I always knew one day I would rise and speak up. against him. And I knew there'd be a day one day when I would. And the book was that day, basically. And then when the other victim came forward, that was just an added kind of strength and bonus for us both, because he felt that he was the only one too.
Yeah.
And there we are. And the funny thing is, the other victim, we went to the same school. We went to the same school. He was a few years older than me, but I knew his brothers and sisters. After his abuse, he then was taken out of the school and went to another school. But our paths crossed again. When we were maybe mid-teens, I was a huge fan of Michael Jackson, and he was. And we were both met and knew each other hanging outside the Michael Jackson's hotel for like 6 months when Michael Jackson was. This was during the Bad tour, when I think it was like 1986, 1987. And I was camped outside the hotel waiting for Michael Jackson every day. And the same, my the other victim was there, and I knew him. But obviously we couldn't explain or talk about, what happened. I guess we both just buried it and kind of got on with our lives. But he said that it affected his life very big time. He had dreams of being an entertainer too, and is rather a talented individual as well. But he felt that the abuse that he had suffered from stopped his path, where I didn't allow it to stop my path, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and
there was a third person, and they ended up losing their life. They committed suicide.
Oh, wow. And that's why more people got to step up, Aaron. I mean, the Me Too movement of the females now, and your story, this book. This is the power of it, and this is the message got to get out.
Times have changed now, and there's resources now, and there's now child protection laws that are much more in place now. When I was a kid, it wasn't so much of that, and a lot of people we face the reality of it. It's our word against them, and sometimes you're a lonely voice. I know some other abuse victims that did come forward, and to their family, and the family did not even believe them, and just brushed it all under the carpet like it never happened.
Right.
Everyone's situation is a little bit unique to their own, their own mental, really.
Absolutely.
And it's right out of today's headlines if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole Latchmere, and being afraid to tell anybody. This is the why I didn't report hashtag in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I went to Penn State, main campus, and I can't believe the horrors that went on up there. It makes me sick. But yeah, I mean, once again, they didn't have those laws, and they weren't looking into it, and now maybe people are paying a closer
and
attention.
Also, a lot of people that are in authoritarian positions or key positions, they're not looked at as abusers. They get there and they use their power and get away with it because of who they are. When
Absolutely.
Really no one knows the truth, what's going on, behind when the doors are closed.
Yeah.
So it's wrong from all around. I'm just very, very lucky that I was able to process it in the way that I did. Maybe one day it might really affect me and hit me. It hasn't really in that sense. I've still been able to move forward in my life and gain all my dreams and aspirations didn't stop after that incident. I definitely felt it awoke me sexually. The experience did. I don't know if I still would have been the sexual orientation that I am now if it wasn't for that. I don't know. I might have still been the same. Who knows? But I didn't let it stop my dreams, if that makes sense. And that's what I would like to pass on to people. You can live on after such a nasty situation like that. You can still live your life and dream and aim big. Yeah.
Great
it's not even so much living your life. It's like I said, people that know you and the people that have met you will realize you're not just living it, you're going above and beyond. You have such a presence, even being what you've been through. You're like, you know what? It's over. It's time to show people what it's like to be good people and be great. Nathan, when you and Aaron wrote the book together, did you guys kind of become like family? Like, how well did you two get along in the process of this book?
Go ahead, Nathan.
Well, creative process. Aaron and I talk every day. Okay, Aaron and I, I always recognize the creative spirit in Aaron. Now, I will be honest, Aaron has his moments like all artists do. Okay, but like, and there are just some times when Aaron wants things to go a certain way or be portrayed a certain way. But we always managed to find a common ground. We always found a common artistic vision that allowed our project to go forward.
Well, I think we have a lot of respect for each other. I mean, Nathan James is a genius writer. I don't know if you've read his past works or whatever, but he wrote a piece about me just when we just kind of started knowing each other. And I mean, I read the piece, and the way he wrote this piece, it was around the Every Life Matters single, and he brought me to tears. I mean, and I hardly knew him at that time, but I read the article he wrote about me, and I literally brought me to tears. And I knew at that instant Nathan James was the one to tell my story, because he has as well as being all, he can have his little glamorous moments and talk about the entertainment. He writes in a very human way. And I know many writers, and I even scouted around, and I think one of my friends she's a writer, Jess Brandon. I think she's listening now. So hi, Jess. I even asked her, before I met Nathan, would she write my book? Because she just had a couple of books out. And when I read Nathan's, writing, I knew that he could tell my story. Yeah, he could talk about the sparkle, my songs, and my big personality. But he can also get to the nitty gritty and tell my story as a regular human, regular guy. And that's why I asked Nathan. And Nathan is, he's a pleasure to work with. He's one of the nicest people you could ever meet and work with. I call him the innocent because he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. Don't I, Nathan? You're the innocent.
That is extremely kind of Aaron to say. And, I've always been impressed with Aaron's talent and his work ethic and his drive to excel. He's a real crowd pleaser. I've seen him perform many times. And I thought definitely that his story was a story that was worthy of telling, and it was worthy of me taking part in doing the telling of his story. If we go through the pages of the book, you learn a little bit about the pitfalls of the music industry. Celebrity life is not always wine and cheese and private jets flying around the world. There is...
If you only knew.
Yeah, sure.
If you only knew. I mean, I think me and Jeff chatted last night, and we were kind of going at it, weren't we, for a little while?
Yeah, we were.
With the state of the industry and the pitfalls of it. But
Absolutely.
you know what?
You mentioned
it's something that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Not to cut you off again, but the phones just keep going busy because everybody wants a part of Aaron Paul. You mentioned a new album or new song you did, a collaboration, something you were super excited with, nervous, something that made you just gush, and with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre, Andre Brown, formerly of Yo MTV Raps. We do have another caller in. Caller, we'd like to welcome you to the Yo Show here with Aaron Paul, Joe, and Jeff. Say hello. We had another caller. He's connected, but we don't have him right here right now. Might have lost him.
I don't know.
Hello.
Oh, 1 second. I think he's trying. I think that was Dre actually. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the show.
Yes.
Somebody
hello.
there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes. Good morning from Germany, Aaron Paul.
Is that Finn?
This is B in Germany. I'm listening.
Finn,
and I want to say
how
thank
are
you
you?
for the book.
People coming out everywhere.
Yes, book is worldwide. Good morning. Good morning to Aaron Paul. Good morning to the show. I want to leave immediately again, but I want to take the opportunity to thank Aaron Paul for the great book. It's on my shelf in Germany. I love it. I love the writing of Nathan James. It's absolutely stunning, amazing, a wonderful artist. And I want to hear now about more of, about the new music.
Yes.
Yeah, the new music is coming in literally, next the end of the month. I'm waiting for one more mix to come in, and then the album's done. So look out for that, and you're going to love it. I know you are. And Bin's one of my biggest fans. She's been following me since Worlds Apart days. Right?
Yes.
Wow.
Amazing.
and I know she's a great fan of the book, and I think the book kind of really helped her with some things that she had gone through in her past. So I'm pleased that the book was able to do that for you as well, Ben.
Thank you so very much. I enjoyed everything about it, and now I'm off the line because I'm in Germany. It's late night, and I want to say thank you for the show. I appreciate it so much. It's wonderful and so fun to listen to. Thank you so very much.
And thank you for
listening.
Thank you, Ben. Take care. Be good.
Bye.
Good morning.
Bye-bye. Have a great day. It's getting hard to keep track, Aaron. Got people coming left and right. But like I said, and that's, Jewel, you actually had a question to ask Aaron about all the people that contribute to the book. So ask him that, please, because that's very important.
Oh, yeah. Well, throughout the book are just friends and colleagues of yours that have their own take on who you are as a person. And it's just so cool to read, like all of this praise about you. Was that always your intention, having that a part of the book? Because it gives just a better picture of who you are as a person.
Well, the people that you see, we call them the other voices. Those chapters or those parts.
Okay.
They were all key people that were a part of my whole journey, especially on the music end. And there's a couple of family ones there too, I think. But some of my family was in music too, so it was always I wanted to get, and we placed them in the book, as you see, to the time of what I'm talking about at that particular part of the book. So everyone that you see there is in a timeline of my story, and were key important figures to driving Aaron Paul to who Aaron Paul is today, especially as an artist.
We love who Aaron Paul is today. He's fantastic.
We
do have yet another call, another of Aaron Paul's classics. Let's welcome this latest caller to the show. Welcome to the Yo Show with Jeff and Jewel and Aaron Paul and Nathan James.
Hello.
Yes, we got somebody. Who do we have on the line?
We're on the line now. It's Dr. Dre. How you doing?
Hey!
Hey!
He got through.
I have been trying to call, and I don't know what happened. It just didn't go through.
Oh no!
We have the capacity for so many calls.
How you guys doing?
Doing great. We have the capacity for so many calls, and Aaron's got the lines flooded. So, Dre, thanks for being patient. Thanks for being a part of Aaron and the work, and thanks for calling in. Dr. Dre, everybody, back in the day of VOMTV Raps, one of our favorite shows ever. Him and Aaron got together and collaborated on some songs. Let's ask you about that, Dre. What was it like working with Aaron, and how was this song, and how did it all come to be?
He said, Dre, I need your help. Could you come and put a vocal down on it for me? And I said, well, Aaron, I don't know what you want me to do exactly. And he called me at a time I had like a bad laryngitis, and I had to wait a couple of days to get it clear. So I said I did the best I could, and he said, "Oh, I love it." And I said, "Okay, well, then I guess we got things cooking here."
He did, but I'm telling you, Jay, when we was at the TV studio and I pulled you aside and first approached you about the project, and at that time, it's just like this, this little idea, and I think I wrote the song like 2 days beforehand, and a little bulb just went up in my head. Dre would be good on this. This will work for Dre. So there I go. Dre had put me on his show. Sorry?
I said anything for Aaron, no problem.
He did. He was like, whatever Aaron needs, do it. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, this is Dr. Dre telling like he's going to do this without even a hesitation in his voice. And I was like, wow.
And I just told him the only thing I was upset at myself was that I had bad laryngitis, and I told him, I said, I can't even talk, Aaron, but I'm going to figure out how to do this the best I can. So outtakes, you ever played the outtakes, we'd all have a good laugh. But no, it was,
But you know what, we ended up using a lot of it, Dre. A lot of it that you did is there. It's all there.
As I said, I'm just very happy that he was happy with it. I like the song. I enjoy Aaron's work, and I said, hey, I'm honored to and humbled to be asked to be a part of it.
Wow. And Dre, we're huge fans here. What else have you been getting into? We just saw the 30th anniversary of Yo MTV Raps was in June. How was that for you?
Oh, that was pretty exciting. We had a 30th anniversary Yo MTV Raps experience at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, which was well attended by all. And believe it or not, right now, I can leak a little bit of it. They're actually putting it together so that they can put it in the movie theaters. And that'll be out in the next few months to come out. Yeah, because it was such a great response to it, and a lot of people wanted to see it, even though they saw it, streamed it live. What we were told, it was second to only the VMAs over the last few years. That's how many people streamed it. Was that overwhelmingly popular. So they're going to put it in the movie theaters. And after that, there's a big surprise coming up that I can't tell you right now because
man,
yeah, I can't tell you right now. But yeah,
you can invite us to the premiere, and then we could talk about it then.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know if they're going to do a premiere for it because it's probably just going to be put out. But I would invite you to a premiere of something else, which may be you're going to have to get on a plane and travel to. Let's put it that way.
Wow. Okay, that sounds
and
pretty
exciting. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah.
I can't really talk about it yet. I can't let that one go. I can let the movie thing go because that deal was consummated, and I heard about that because it was supposed to come out in November, but they pushed it back. I think to February, I believe it's going to come out. But you're going to hear a lot about it in a minute.
That's awesome.
Let's get down to nitty-gritty. Dr. Dre, if this was the Jimmy Fallon show, would you be spilling it right now and giving out the information?
No, because I kind of watch Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just happy you're on the stoop. Like, thank you so much.
Exactly.
For being here.
I'm more excited about being on the stoop. It's more.
Oh.
I have a question. I have a question for Dr. Dre.
Go right ahead.
But forget Aaron Paul now. This is from a fan's perspective. You know, I grew up with listening, watching Yo MTV Raps. I mean, every day after school I would watch it, run home to watch it, me and my friends. So I wanted to ask Dr. Dre, how do you realize that you are a living legend?
For real.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you know that though? Because Dre is when you're around him, even though you see him.
I don't have to know it because it's a blessing just to be for people to acknowledge the work that we've done, not just myself, but all the people that participated to make it work. And I'm just very proud that the work still holds up today.
Right.
So,
because when you're around him, he's just like a regular guy. Even on the phone, it's like. This is Dr. Dre I'm talking to, but he's so easygoing and casual, and he makes you think that makes you forget that he's not Dr. Dre. It's weird. But
I can't match your energy sometimes.
Nobody can. All of us combined can.
After we finish with this, Aaron and I are definitely going to the studio from top to bottom, and we got something very special we're going to work on.
I can't wait.
I'm very excited about that. But right now, it's all about Aaron Paul and this song. We're about to shoot the video later in the month. I'm excited about that. I come back, laid back and casual about it because I'm more in awe. I'm more of a fan of things. I go, man, did I see that? Was I a part of that? That was cool. It's like I'm just happy and humbled that I can contribute in any way, and I enjoy doing what I do, and that's why I've been so blessed doing it so long, and nothing seems to hold me back, no matter what's going on with me, between my health conditions and other things. No, I just continue to do because it's what I to say you're born to do something. I guess this is what I was born to do.
Right.
And how are you doing, by the way? With health wise,
Aaron will tell you, I'm well. I may move a little slow, but I still get around.
Yeah.
He is up and about doing his thing. If you look at Dre's social media, Dre is working every day out and about. Sometimes I forget he's in New York. I look on Facebook, he's down in Miami or in, Atlantic City. I'm like, Dre, you're busier than me. Like, how you get there? You know,
Aaron has no idea. He has no idea. I know how to work on 3 hours sleep. I just do.
Wow.
Goodness.
I just do. I like,
we would love
because
to see
you know
both
what?
of you
When
guys
you enjoy
join.
doing it and you enjoy working with the people you're around, it's effortless. It's effortless. You don't have to think about it.
Right.
It's awesome. I tell you what we should do. We should make a deal right here on the Yo Show here on Stu Radio Network. We should do a Dr. Dre tell-all story, and Nathan James is here to help you pen it. What do you think, Nathan? You getting on board?
Wow.
Sure. I think isn't Eileen doing your story, Dre?
That's what I was about to say. You're gonna get me in trouble because Eileen's gonna go and jump on this and
he's already got
take his
Eileen
laptop
Shapiro,
away
who
or
did
something.
Eileen
That's
Shapiro,
so cool.
who's my personal manager, and she actually wrote the foreword in my book. And there's a great photograph of, I don't know if you saw that, Jewel, the photo of me and her together in the book.
Yeah.
Well, she's another
Yes, she did.
amazing, gifted writer, and I think she's doing Dre's book, right?
She's doing a story. Because I'm doing right now a television show about my life before there was Yo MTV Raps. Because people always ask me, so how did you get that? And I keep hearing, how did you get that? How did you get that? And everybody knows the Yo MTV Rap story and what it did in Hot 97 and what we did with the movie Who's the Man and Ed and I doing an album, Back Up Off Me, and all those things. Those are easy things. But, how did you get there? How did it start?
Right.
So I started putting that together and bringing some of my friends together from when I grew up, and we started telling stories about what happened. And it's so funny how we all remember things, and everybody finds a different story. And one of my friends has pictures of everything because he was what you would call the photographer of the group. Because while you're doing it, you're not taking your own picture, but somebody's always taking a picture of you, and he helped try to put a lot of it together. So we're just finishing up some of the stuff to do our sizzle reel with it. And we talked to a few people, and they're like, wow, this is really, did you really do all this stuff? Yeah, I tell the stories about being at Delphi University at WBAU, working with my good friend Chuck D from Public Enemy, Flavor Flav, Mr. Bill, Harry Allen. I got to ask him, and, us working at that legendary WBAU and how we really got this whole thing rooted and how many groups and artists came through. Even my group, Original Concept. We came through WBAU because it's where I went to school. I met them in a black music history class with Dr. Andre Strobert, and our friendship has been ever since those days. And it's just an amazing journey. And for people to see that into going from there to becoming the Beastie Boys DJ and going on the road with them to writing a song called Proud to Be Black on the Raising Hell album with Run DMC with my group Original Concept. All those type of things that happened before there was a Yo. And the funny thing about the Yo MTV Raps, the pilot episode, which was hosted by Run DMC at the Nassau Coliseum in New York City, or Long Island, I was introducing Public Enemy while they were doing the hosting job for the pilot of the show, which is hysterical.
Oh, wow.
I always laugh about this.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that a bit of fate? And who knew? Who knew I'd end up eventually hosting The Daily Show with my partner, Ed Lover? How'd that happen? That's the journey we want to talk about. I think it's really interesting. It's about some young men and myself, and certain things we're insecure about. Because when we started doing what we were doing, there was no genre. There was no, you could definitely keep making records. Because we were barely making records at the time. We were making cassette tapes and reel-to-reels. We weren't even making vinyl or anything like that. But we had a passion for the idea of what this music could be. And in doing that, my passion was in broadcasting. My passion was in production and making music. Like I said, doing songs with Original Concept like Knowledge Me, Can You Feel It, and a classic Pump That Bass, which has been sampled by God knows how many people.
Yeah.
And, releasing our legendary album, Straight from the Basement of Cooley High. When we were doing it, and I look back today on everything that goes on, and I go, wow, we never thought it could be what it is today. We never imagined it. We were just happy just to say, hey, yo, I played my record at the park and everybody reacted to it. Or, hey, I'm a DJ. I was a big DJ. So, I always loved DJing in the parks in front of crowds of people. That was my big turn on, And then, becoming an artist, I was always a decent singer, But I never called myself a rapper. But I was always had a mind of the music and production and getting right sounds and trying to put out something that's positive and that people want to hear and have fun with. And that's what I enjoy. So that's the story I wanted to tell.
Appreciate it.
Oh my God, I can't wait to read it. And you're just a huge part of bringing hip hop.
The fabric of hip hop,
to Main
basically.
Street.
Yeah, the fabric.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and oh my God,
it's like when I was watching MTV Raps, I never would ever imagined I would have a record with you. And here we are.
When I was doing Yo MTV Raps, I never ever could imagine Aaron Paul was sitting home looking at TV talking about.
Well, I was a little kid, trying to do my little hustle. But I think I said this to Jeff yesterday. Life is amazing. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, I remember watching you guys, you and Ed, on the show, and religiously. And obviously, my music that I wanted to go in wasn't hip hop; it was more pop. But I never would have imagined, 25 plus years later, that you'd be on my record. Life is just amazing.
As I said, I'm more humble than you are about it, because I'm like, wow. Because when Aaron first asked me about it, I said, yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about? Whatever you need. And then I started thinking about it. He kept saying trade, and he said to me, I was like, what does he want me to do with this? How does he want me to do this? Okay, get out. I'll do it.
I got to tell you,
and that always reassures me in my faith. It always reassures me on my faith and that higher spirit that's above me that guides me through this thing called life. And
if you would have told me,
people that I am.
If you would have told me, a couple of years back that I would have my little radio show here, and I would have at the same time an amazing author, Nathan James, a writer and author, Dr. Dre from UNC Raps, and a pop star like Aaron Paul all at the same time, I would be blown away. It would never happen. This is amazing.
My favorite show ever.
We need to all go to Atlantic City and gamble on that one. That'd be a good
one. Anytime. I love Atlanta.
Yes.
Well, I think it's an example. Just despite whatever you go through in life, whether it's the dark moments like my Lakshmi Child chapter, you can. There is a life to live, and you can live life, and you can obtain your dreams if you put in the work and live and be humble. You can have Dr. Dre on your record. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Everything is possible through determination and drive
and perseverance. And you two have persevered through the worst of it. So God bless you. And I'm just still so honored to speak to both of you.
It's incredible. All three is amazing.
And
while hanging out, maybe that's the next thing, Aaron. On the next thing, we got to go down there and sit across from everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
come down to the studio.
Once we get the new home of the show, we invite them all up so they can come hang out with us.
We'll set that up. That would be absolutely incredible.
Or what I'll do when your next big event here in New York, I'll invite Jeff and Jewel to come with me, and we'll come and we'll do
only
something
an hour away.
Like that.
We'll be there.
It's only an hour away.
Okay.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I like that.
Here's the deal, though. I will come, but Aaron has to pick out an outfit for me and dress me. I got to be all Aaron Paul out. I got it.
Sparkle.
You can dress me too, Aaron.
Well,
sparkle.
I wish I could say the same thing, but unfortunately, I have a great Heidi Z and company that take care of that little wardrobe thing for me. They say, oh no, he's gonna wear this. No, he's gonna wear this. No. No, his haircut.
But Dre, do they tell you what I wear when I'm on your shows?
Oh yeah, they always tell me. I always have a big smile and I laugh, and they go, I can't believe I was wearing it. I said, I love it.